European officer poses smiling with dancers from Java, Indonesia, glass negative, 1910s. Elton John, 1970s. A woman inserts a dollar bill into a vending machine that sells men's shorts for 97 cents at Macy's department store on 34th Street. Louis Armstrong and Marlene Dietrich, Las Vegas, 1962. An Apache woman sits quietly with her child secured to a cradle board on her back, photographed in 1873 in the American Southwest. A Soviet servicewoman shakes hands with an American soldier during a meeting in Germany, 1945. Photo from the last Romanov costume ball held at Winter Palace in 1903. GIS examined multiple frontal penetrating hits on a 14th Armored Division M4A376 W Sherman tank knocked out near Bar in Alsace in late 1944. Men of the United States 1st Marine Division capture Chinese communists during fighting on the Central Korean Front. Hongsung, March 2, 1951. Fella Girl with a Jug, 1883. A Russian girl in national costume of the 19th century. Mr. T and Boy George, 1985. Singer Celine Dion in Paris, France, July 10, 1982. (1997) Titanic movie set. (1930) Al Capone enjoys a spot of fishing. A scout car crew of Indian soldiers chat with young civilians in San Felice, Italy, 1943. A German Ju-52 aircraft damaged in a raid on Gross-Dursheim airfield, 1945. Martians and Venusians. In a 1961 episode of TV series, The Twilight Zone. Residents of Prague greet Soviet liberating soldiers riding in a ZS-5 truck, 1945. Rwandan gentleman with the traditional Amasunzu hairstyle, circa 1923. a child wearing a creepy Halloween mask. A car crashed into a pole, 20th century. Portrait of a beggar with two dwarfs. Persia in the 19th century. Mass protests in South Korea, Gwangju, 1980. French World War I refugees driven away by the German forces, resting at Lyon train station in Paris in 1918. Two beggars from a nomadic tribe in Persia in the 19th century. August 3, 1909. Children stand mesmerized as Louis Blériot's plane soars above the sands of Calais. Snecma C-450 or Beetle, French experimental vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, 1958. A man demonstrates alternative fashion among nonconformists, Moscow, circa 1985 to 1995. President Lincoln meeting with the head of the future Secret Service, Alan Pinkerton and General McClernand in 1862. Munitionettes, February 1916. Production of the so-called crapouillots, the 20-kilogram medium, ALS bombs for the 58mm French trench mortar. A Japanese kamikaze aircraft attacks the American cruiser Columbia in Lingayen Gulf, 1944. Miss Universe contestants in bathing suits, 1957. A man sits on his car after an accident. The leader of the Sons of Samoa, a gang the Crips have teamed up with, poses in bed after being paralyzed from the waist down in a shooting. 1990s. In 1979, the Skylab space station was meant to fall harmlessly to Earth in the ocean. Instead, it crashed near Esperance in Western Australia. The United States State Department received a $400 fine for littering. French writer and war correspondent Roland Dorgelès with French soldiers in Alsace, 1939. The first public display of 3 brown bear cubs at Whipsnade Zoo, England, 1959. Peter Sellers with his second wife, Britt Eklund, shortly after being admitted to hospital in 1964. A Beloved Pet, London, 1952. 1938, dating tip for women from Parade magazine. Miss Julia Emery points to her Jailed for Freedom pin, given to suffragettes who were arrested for protesting and endured horrible conditions in jail, 1917. Early color autochrome of a woman in Egyptian-style dress, capturing the Egyptomania trend of the period, 1914. Sophia Loren and Machiko Kyo pictured in Venice, 1955. Asparagus group from Miss Gatchell's pageant, Lee County, Alabama, April 16, 1925. (1862) Enslaved people harvest sweet potatoes on Hopkinson's plantation. Book burning at Kaiser Friedrich Ufer in Hamburg, 1933. Charlie Chaplin, 1925. (1949) Hagelauer, VW dealership in Heilbronn, Germany. Jewish, Polish, and Ukrainian women and children locked in a greenhouse awaiting their fate. Novograd Volinsk, Ukraine, USSR, 1941. American actress Raquel Welch in 1971. Circa 1930s Jewish Berber girl, Morocco. A struggle session in Lhasa during the Cultural Revolution. The image shows the public humiliation of Tibetan figures. 1960s. (1896) Henry Ford drives his first automobile. Segregationists taunting 6-year-old Ruby Bridges with a black doll in a coffin as she enters an all-white school in New Orleans, Louisiana, November 1960. Audrey Hepburn photographed by Morris Warman during the production of Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1960. A pair of school children play among burned-out buildings and cars in the Bronx, 1970s. A young George W. Bush with his wife, Laura Bush, 1970s. Schoolgirls design posters with women's equality themes as they compete for a prize in a suffrage poster contest at the Fine Arts Club. October 14, 1915. People who climbed the lighting tower in 1990 because they couldn't get tickets to a professional baseball game in South Korea. Lodgers in Bayard Street Tenement, 5 cents a spot by Jacob August Rees, 1889. Children in Blitzed, north of England, 1940. Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift at Paramount Studios in 1950 during a break in filming A Place in the Sun. Woman with spaghetti in her mouth. Pacific Southwest Airlines stewardesses posing on the plane before a flight, 1960s. An American sailor on the main gun turret of the sunken battleship United States ship Oklahoma, BB-37, during the ship's righting, Pearl Harbor, 1946. Naomi Sims, one of the first black supermodels in 1973 in New York. Elvis Presley at age 11. Purchasing gloves, Portugal, 1908. Portrait of an Ojibwe or Chippewa Native American girl, United States, 1907. A prisoner at the Middlebow camp shows an American soldier the crematorium, 1945. Ruins of Nuremberg, 1945. From glass negative, the inside of a food car in a train, 1900s. Jessica Alba in the 1990s. The Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, with undetonated bombs shortly after an Italian air bombardment near the capital. Addis Ababa, Second Italo-Ethiopian War, 1935. A young couple in a convertible order food at Tiny Naylor's Drive-In restaurant in Los Angeles, California, 1951. Theda Bara as Cleopatra in the 1917 Fox version. A professor from the Smithsonian Institution poses with the bones of a Diplodocus dinosaur in 1924. New York City Victory Parade, 1946. American soldier reads Playboy in Vietnam, 1966. National Guard interrogate people at anti-Vietnam protests in Grant Park during the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, 1968. Charlie and Eddie Murphy in the 1980s. An immigration officer speaks with Mexican refugees in El Paso, Texas, 1916. The Mexican Civil War of 1910 to 1917 was a powerful catalyst for migration to the United States. Indian with a Cigarette, 1910. An Armenian priest, a Muslim mullah, and a Greek priest, Konya, 1873 in Ottoman Empire. Early use of a selfie stick in the 1940s. Just divorced. This is how a man let others know he had recently gotten a divorce in the 1930s. Lockheed F-5E2, L. O. Sky Queen, Miss Dean of the 33rd Photo Reconnaissance Squadron in Belgium, 1945. Supreme Leader of North Korea Kim Il-sung in East Germany meeting Honecker, 1980s. This is one of the few rare images that shows the giant calcium deposit that grew on the back of his head. Punk Globe editor and publisher, Ginger Coyote in San Francisco, 1984. Woman using a whiskey vending machine at a trade show in 1960. Soviet Marines plant a flag on Mount Mithridates in Kerch, 1944. Emergency medical personnel talk to a reindeer herder, 1989. The San Francisco earthquake and fire, April 18, 1906. San Francisco in ruins, as seen from the corner of Mason and Bush Streets. Survivors of an anti-Semitic pogrom in Khodorkiv during the Russian Civil War, 1919. Benito Mussolini, Rome, 1924. (1972). A masked Palestinian terrorist looks out from a balcony of the athletes' housing complex during the Munich Summer Olympics. On September 5th, 8 Palestinian guerrillas took 11 Israeli athletes and coaches hostage. Teddy Boys gathered for a major rock and roll show at Wembley Stadium on August 5, 1972, featuring Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, and Bill Haley. 1875. Native American prisoners of the Red River War. In 2003, fast attack submarine United States ship Connecticut had partly surfaced in an ice pack when a polar bear began to lick and paw the exposed rudder to determine if it was worth eating. 1885, placer miners in Prescott, Arizona Territory. Two stilt performers pose outside the entrance to the Big Top. Seneca girl named Ah Wei Yu, meaning beautiful flower. United States, 1908. Meryl Streep at Bernard's High School, 1966. She was a member of the school's cheerleading squad and was crowned prom queen during her senior year. A dancer performs the Charleston on the roof of a skyscraper under construction, United States, 1926. Magician Harry Houdini alongside former United States President Theodore Roosevelt on the SS Imperator, 1914. Traveling writers June and Farrar, Byrne and Their Sons, Washington, 1929. Captured Che Guevara, La Higuera, Bolivia, October 8, 1967. Two Flower Girls, the White House wedding of Woodrow Wilson's daughter Eleanor in May 1914. Natalie Wood goofing around at the Thalians Beach Ball in Malibu, 1956. Young Anglo-American actor Cary Grant with a pocket puppy. Chamberlain, Daladier, Hitler, Mussolini, and Ciano before signing the Munich Agreement, 1938. A young Liv Tyler, 1995. A Boy with Two Life-Size Dolls in Hyde Park, London, 1938. Sawatainuk First Nations girl of the Kwakwaka'wakw people, Northwest Coast, around 1914. A former Buchenwald concentration camp inmate shows an American soldier the skins of prisoners, Germany, 1945. Ejection from an F-8D Crusader fighter jet shot down by the Vietnamese, 1965. June 1936. Griffin Children of Alabama land use demonstration project near Greensboro. Thanks to the one-drop rule, they are not accepted by white community nor have a place in the black one either. Circa 1900, the Five Points Gang of New York City. A British girl wounded in a Luftwaffe raid on London, 1940. Buses in Tel Aviv damaged during an air raid, 1948. Sami Man, Kautokeino, Norway, 1883. The Torrey Canyon tanker, which broke into two pieces, 1967. J.P. Morgan's large nose. A merchant with a tray on his head, Persia in the 19th century. Boy and dog. Monosyl in the 1920s.